Not even paying any attention. See? You see how they roll? That's prime wiener cooking. Yeah. Wieners with a view.
Wieners with a view.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you? So I may look a little weird, but it's okay. My hair's a little messed up. I can't get it fixed, but it doesn't matter, really, to me. I'm still the same person just because my hair's messed up. Anyway, I just wanted to talk today about just things that I've been going through, and I know that other filmmakers and other artists go through this too, a lot. But on social media, we only see everyone else's wins all the time. Like, you're not gonna post, hey, kind of depressed today, I just got done editing my film and I don't like it. You know, you're not gonna post that. You're gonna post, hey, just got my film into a film festival and I won this award. And as creators, we're constantly seeing other people that we look up to, whether it be editors, directors, cinematographers, content creators. We see them constantly making things, and we think that if we aren't doing the same, that we're wasting our time. I get it all the time from people that I talk to. It's almost like a bragging thing, and maybe people don't mean to come off that way, but it's like, so what are you working on? Like, so what kind of projects you got going on? Oh, I'm swamped, man. I'm so swamped. I barely have time for anything. And people are like, oh, that's cool. But it's not cool. And I wanted to talk about how I finally realized and came to terms with, like, you know, it's okay to not constantly be working on a project. It's okay to not breathe, eat, and shit camera stuff all the time like I used to. And I do think, yes, like, to get good at whatever you're doing, there has to be some form of obsession, a little bit. But you have to be very careful, because for me, I got so obsessed with it that it ruined a lot of aspects of my life. Like, even now, I have a hard time enjoying anything else if it's not filmmaking related. And when I start to get in these weird headspaces where even filmmaking sometimes is a little bit, I'm not as interested in it as I normally am, then things become dangerous to where I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, what do I do? And I put so much of my worth into the identity of being a filmmaker, and now I finally realized that none of that matters. Like, none of it matters, right? Like, I used to think, oh my gosh, I have to make so many films a year. I have to make this content. And creating does make me happy. It really does. But sometimes I feel like many of us create things just because we think that's what we have to do, that we won't be relevant otherwise. And I really wish that that's not how it was. And I could be completely wrong, but I have this feeling that that's just how everyone perceives it, right? Like, you perceive people that are successful as they're constantly just so busy, they're so swamped, they can't answer my messages or anything, they're just so busy, and that's what success looks like. I guess I'm just not there yet. I guess I'm just worthless because I'm just not successful. And no matter what I say, you're not going to be able to take my words into your soul right now. Like, you have to get to that point to realize how you feel about it. That's the only way. Just like with Jim Carrey and obtaining all this fame and success and being unhappy. Like, we from the outside are like, well, I could see him being unhappy, but if I was that rich, I'd still be pretty happy. But it's like, you know, once I worked with my hero at the time, Mike Corey, the guy that changed my life, that literally got me to travel the world and start pursuing my dream. Once I worked with him, at the time, I thought that that was the be-all, end-all. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. I have finally made it, right? And I realized that he isn't who I thought he was. His videos aren't what I thought they were. And it's just something that I didn't want to do. And it was such a crazy feeling. I was so lost afterward. And then I started moving into documentaries and found more fulfillment there. But that's another thing as well, is like, we always are trying to find purpose. Like, we always, if we aren't, as humans, if we're not waking up feeling like we have a purpose to exist, we feel worthless. Like, we feel empty. We feel like we don't know what we're doing. We feel lost. And I think what I'm trying to say with this entire video is, like, it's okay to not know what you're doing. It's okay to be lost. People that we look up to are heroes that we aspire to be like. They don't have it all figured out either, no matter what we think. And it takes us talking to them on a very, very personal level and really getting to know them very well to realize they're humans too, and they don't have it all figured out, and they go through depression, and they make projects that they hate, that no one ever sees, and all of these things. And we have to be very careful of not letting our art define who we are. And I know that it does. It does. Like, you know, I created a film and I feel like I'm just worth so much more. I'm so much more valuable because I put out that film into the world, and people are telling me, oh my gosh, man, that's so cool. I'm so inspired. Like, thank you so much. And it feels great. It's cool. But that's not where happiness comes from. And it really took me a long time to figure that out. And I don't really know if I'm having like a finite point to what I'm trying to say. And maybe you're taking something away from this, but like, for me, lately I've realized that it's okay to slow down, and it doesn't matter if you're not constantly working on something. And people get confused when I tell them, like, you know, that my film that I was working on, it didn't work out the way I wanted, but I'm cool with it. They're like, what do you mean? Like, they're like, really? Like, they're like, why so? And I tell them, like, you have to figure out why you're doing it. Like, you really have to ask yourself, and ask yourself right now, like, if you're in the middle of making a film or a video, any type of project, ask yourself, really, like, why am I doing it? Like, why am I doing it, really? Like, is it because you believe in the character? Is it because you feel like your film is gonna enact change in the world? Is it just because you simply are having fun doing it? Or are you doing it because you want the affirmation from others? Or, you know, you want to seem cool? Because for me, that's why I was doing a lot of things for a while. It's because I felt like I was cool. And now, like, even with my film Logan, things haven't gone the way that I wanted them to, and the film's going to be different because of it. And I almost thought that I was going to have to scrap the whole film. And I would have been okay with that. And I know that that sounds crazy. But for me, the most important part, the most value that I get out of filming documentaries is when a character allows me into their life, allows me to share those really intimate moments with them, and I can connect with them as a human, that they trust me, that they see where I'm coming from my own life, and they see my work and they feel safe to be able to tell their just these super vulnerable moments in front of me and let me into their lives and share their lives with them. In those moments, that's what I want. Like, that's enough for me. When I'm filming and I'm seeing them in one of the craziest situations of their life, one of the biggest moments, and I'm there with them. And to me, that's the most fulfilling thing about this. Sorry, I'm getting emotional, but that's why I do this. And I realize that the awards don't fucking matter. Like, they don't. It's cool, but they don't matter. The views, they're cool, but they don't matter to me. You have to figure out what matters to you. You have to figure out why you're doing this, because I'm telling you, if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it will show. You'll get lost, and I'm lost now. But you'll get even more lost, and you'll never really find yourself because you're putting your value into something that you shouldn't be putting your value into, because you're doing it for the wrong reason. And also, just don't put your worth and value into a project. There's something that's out of your control, right? Like, all of this is the character. It's her life, right? It's the things that are happening in her life that are causing the film to change. It's out of my control. So why would I, degrade my self-worth and who I am because of something that's out of my control? So anyway, I don't know if any of that made sense, but I just wanted to talk about that. Sometimes I feel like I just need to get things off my chest, and this is how I like to do it. So thank you so much if you made it this far. I think I'm going to be working on a project again soon about a ballerina, and I plan on releasing like a half-hour video of like start to finish of how the film was made, from like me sitting there listening to music, visualizing the shots, to storyboarding, and then being on location, finding the location first off, and then filming. So I hope that is helpful. If you're interested in listening to my podcast, it's called Directing Documentaries on Spotify, where we go in depth about documentary filmmaking and just the overall process. But thank you so much if you've made it this far. I know it wasn't a cool video of me doing cinematography and then posting links of the cameras and lenses that I use in the description for affiliate links so I can make money. Yeah, it was something. So thank you, and have a good day. Bye-bye.